Hello.
Hi, I am Chris Wallace, one of the organizers of Women Lighting the Way Summit. Welcome to our final featured speaker of the week, who is also our keynote speaker, Joanna Hunter. Hi, Joanna.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited for this project, and I'm so excited for what has been transpiring and unfolding over these weeks that you're going to have these amazing speakers.
Yes, we are quite excited. And so it is through Joanna's course and academy, Divine Planning, Abundant Profits, where the rest of the speakers all met. I joined Divine Planning in February of 2020, and it's the best decision I ever made. I have met, well, all of the women who you have met these last few weeks through the Facebook group. And it's just been wonderful. And so, Joanna, when did you kick off Divine Planning?
It was so Divine Planning Abundant Profits arrived as a huge download into my mind in a windy beach in Scotland. So if you've ever been in Scotland, you do not want to be on a windy beach in Scotland in February, but there I was. I found myself. We were on a little caravan holiday. My nephews are knocking crap into each other in the background, and suddenly this mother of all downloads came in for me, and I was just like blown away. And it was the February of 2016, and then we and then I immediately applied it. And in March of 2016 was the last time I was ever in the feast and famine cycle for myself. And I was then applying it to my clients, my coaching clients, my one-to-one coaching clients, and they were getting like amazing results and stuff. And then I went through the biggest debate of my life. Should I launch this as a course? Should I not launch this as a course? Because it really taught you how to create a six-figure business. And at that time, my current business at that point wasn't a six figures. So I was kind of like, will I, won't I? And in the end, I decided to suck it up, buttercup, and I decided I was going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So in May of 2016, we launched it as a
Awesome.
little itty bitty 4-week program. So it was like a little baby chicken nugget program. And it was 4 weeks, and it had the 4 plans, and that was it. It was like, it had no Facebook group. It just had this, like, I delivered everything through email. So nothing was on a fancy
Wow.
course platform. Everything was super low tech. I did my videos on YouTube and had them unlisted. Um,
Okay.
my workbooks, I think my first workbooks weren't even that fancy, and they were like just done on Word. Because at
Yeah.
the time I still had my computer that was like 13 years old with a missing
Oh,
key.
yeah.
How
So
far I've
start
come.
before you're ready, right?
Completely. Like, it was, like I was just totally in the vibes of momentum is forward momentum, which is one of our mantras at Divine
Mm-hmm.
Planning. And done is better than perfect. So that's another
Yes.
one of our big, things. And I was just kind of like really embodying that. And all my first lot of students that I had, I was so nervous releasing this course that promised to plan a six-figure business for someone and to create the plan for a six-figure business. And I was so nervous. So I upgraded everybody to free VIP. So not only did they get the little 4-week course, but they got like a weekly call with me for they got a weekly call with me for 4 weeks. So every week I checked in with them and stuff. And it was, I think 4 people signed up the first round, and it was just magical what happened in the first round. It was absolutely astonishing and incredible. And people had huge shifts and breakthroughs. And I kind of felt a lot better about being willing to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But it really was such a huge debate in my whole body and
Yeah.
my mind and everything, because I was like, who am I to do this? And I think so many entrepreneurs go through that. Who am I to do this?
Mhm.
Can I really do what I say I do on the tin? All of these sort of questions that we ask ourselves. And here we are.
Yes,
Five
here
years
we are.
later, we've had multiple students reach a five-figure, like high four-figure months, high five-figure months. We've had students do their first live streams ever, like all the achievements matter. It's not all about the money, it's all the achievements matters. Putting, we were just talking about this before, Chris, like putting together your first opt-ins, like all of these things are
Yes.
huge milestones on the road to success. So yeah, we've had over 200 people now go through Divine Planning Abundant Profits.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. And so what do you call yourself? A spiritual life and business coach?
I call myself a spiritual life and business coach. And
Okay.
I think you probably, because you've been in my world long enough, so I think you could probably agree that that is very like a very basic description of what
Yes.
I do.
Yes. Yes.
um, Basically, what I do for people is I work with source energy. That's like the absolute what I do. I work with source energy. So because everything is connected back into source energy, there's not really an area of someone's life that I'm not able to work in. Like I work in all areas. And I really truly
Hmm.
believe, especially for entrepreneurs, that our life is not separate to our business. It has knock-on effects on each other. If our something is not going quite right in our life, then it's going to reflect in our business. And if something is not going quite right in the business, it often
Yes.
reflects in our personal lives as well. So I really like to take a holistic approach with the people that I coach and I help to build their business. And a big central thing of what I do is what I call unity consciousness. So unity consciousness has four pillars, which is the self, which is where it all begins and ends with you. The soul, which is seeing your life from a higher perspective. The service, which is your calling and what you feel, the thing that makes you feel most alive in this world, the service that you bring to the world. And then the final piece and the final pillar is source, and really being that channel of divine consciousness that I believe every human being is.
Awesome. It's yes. Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing us all together, and thank you for being our keynote speaker. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So I have two questions that have um, really don't have anything to do with what you do. This is the fun
Okay.
part. So, do you, or have you ever played a musical instrument?
I have actually several.
Really?
So, my father was actually a bagpipe maker, would you believe?
Oh,
So,
cool.
I used to play the chanter, which is a part of the bagpipe. So, that was probably one of the first musical instruments that I played. And then I really really adored the violin and the cello. So,
Oh,
I
cool.
played the violin for a while, and then I had some quite disastrous cello lessons. And I think I even had like a little flutter with the viola, which is like in between a violin and a cello. I think is the next kind of size in the stringed instruments like that. And I also played the flute. My father also made flutes, so I also played the flute for a bit
Oh,
as well. But I actually don't
cool.
play any musical instruments whatsoever now.
Oh, cool. It's cool. Something we didn't know. Um, and this has a little bit to do with your business, maybe. What is your favorite way to clear energy?
I have loads of different ways for clearing energy.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
I don't have a favorite way. I think like there's a best practice for like whatever situation you're in. One of my favorite personal, but cleaning my personal energy field, like I don't
Yeah.
think that you can be a salt bath. Himalayan
Okay.
salt, some nice oils in your bath, submerge yourself. You can do some like have some nice music playing, you can meditate. It's a beautiful way to cleanse your auric field. It's a really really nice way. If I'm working with clients, I we have this like it doesn't sound very pleasant, but we have this like plug hole kind of unblocker cleaner that cleans everything called Domestos. And
Oh,
I always call the violet flame like the domestos of the spiritual
oh,
world, right? Like, because it will literally clean anything. So
okay.
if I'm working with clients, I will use the domestos of the spiritual world. Like I will get the violet flame out for whatever ails you. The violet flame is so powerful and potent because it is a ray of light that resonates at the frequency of grace, mercy, and forgiveness. So, anybody that's going through anything, who could not do with a bit of grace, mercy, and forgiveness in that moment when we're going through the hard stuff of life? So, it's such an effective energy cleanser, it's such an effective healer as well. So
Yeah.
Violet Flame's a huge fan, but for me personally, I love Violet Flame for myself, but you can't beat a nice salt bath.
Nice, nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so you'll be sharing in the group this week, and everyone can get to know Joanna a little better and get to know her work and her programs. And then we'll see you at the summit. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
and I'm doing my talk on sliding doors, which I'm really excited about. So the
I
concept
love
that I
that.
came up with for sliding doors was a movie by the same name. I think it's called Sliding Doors, of like these little moments in our lives that if we, it's a bit like you had said earlier about we felt like we all took the red pill, from the Matrix. Is it the blue pill or the red pill, right? Do you want to wake up? Like, what is the thing? And it's these little forks in the road where we make these momentous decisions. And if I think about like divine planning, abundant profits, like did I have the cojones to like launch it or didn't I? And if I hadn't, it would have like my life would have transpired in a different road. It would have in that
Oh, yes.
moment in time, a different road would have unfolded, and perhaps everybody on this summit would never have met
Right,
each other, in the
right.
way that we met each other, right? So it is like this is what sliding doors is about, and I wanted to share with you that what doors could you go through if you had the courage, if you had the courage to be the self-fulfilling prophecy, if you had the courage to find your brave, if you had the courage to say yes to something that felt big and
Right.
massive and scary and frightening, but somehow in your heart you just knew that that was the right way as well. And I think it's such an important topic because I think we don't appreciate ourselves enough for the moments that we make the decisions that we make. We
Yeah.
often, it takes a lot to put yourself out on in the online world, and nobody needs to apologize if they don't feel like they're brave enough, because it is a tough thing.
Well, thank you so much for doing that. I don't know what my life would be like the last year and a half without divine planning and you and everybody else. I am so grateful. And like you've
And
been
yeah,
saying,
thank you.
thank you, Joanna. Thank you, 2015 and 2016, Joanna.
Exactly. Right, thank for earlier versions. And and one day you'll look back at the connections that you've made in this course and everything like that, but you'll look back and say thank you to 2020 Chris for making the
Yeah,
decision to jump into something, because when we make these decisions, we don't know.
right,
We don't
right.
know. We don't know if this is going to be good. We don't know if this is going to work out for us. We don't know how it's all going to work out. And so there is a big thing here, and choosing ourselves in that moment, choosing to walk with courage, choosing to walk, that is a sliding door. And if you
Yeah,
think about it, like equally, you met that point of the sliding door, and you could have gone one direction or could have gone another direction, and you chose the direction that you chose. And here you are saying, well, I can imagine what my last year will be without these people that are in my life.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited for this summit. It's going to be amazing. The women that are going to be sharing their stories and sharing their talks, they are next level. I'm so excited. These women are geniuses. Honestly, you're in for a treat.
And thank you for bringing us all together.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I feel all warm. It's so lovely.